So in our previous segment, we had the asteroid hit the Earth, and then that's what ultimately killed off the dinosaurs. So now we are 65 million years ago up to 23 million years ago. So on our cosmic calendar, this is between December the 25th and December the 29th. So during this time period, mammals and flowering plants are dominating the land. So what advantage does a mammal have over a reptile? So with the reptile, it had an enclosed egg, so that was good, but where did it have to, what did it do with it? It had to lay it somewhere. So it would lay it in the ground, cover it up, and then that egg was on its own. Now with the mammal, the egg is carried internally inside the body, so it's better protected. So if you want to think about it this way, a fish lays thousands of eggs, but those eggs are dispersed in the water, and then animals can come around and eat them up. An amphibian is going to lay hundreds of eggs, but they're going to be better protected because they're going to be closer to the shoreline. Okay, then you had the reptiles, which is going to lay dozens of eggs, but they are in their little egg and they enclosed shell, and they are laid maybe underground, so they're better protected. And then finally you got mammals, which have maybe one or two babies at a time, but they are internally protected so that the number of offspring that is being produced is less and less, but the chances of that offspring surviving is greater and greater. Okay, flowering plants are dominating the land during this time period, so conifers are greatly reduced in where they can be found. The climate is wet and warm, but then becomes dry and cool, and you have the first grasses make their appearance. Okay, now we're going to go into the Neogene period, which is between 23 million years ago, and it goes all the way to the present. So if you notice, the continents look pretty much the way that they do today. The Grand Canyon forms in Arizona, and the Himalayan mountains form when India collides with Asia. Okay, now we're going to go into the Neogene period, which is 1.8 million years ago. And what is interesting about this is that North America has collided with South America, and it has produced the Isthmus of Panama. And when that formed, it shut off the global ocean currents, and then once that happened, that triggered the ice ages. So similarly, when Rodinia formed, Rodinia shut off the global ocean currents, and that caused a global ice age. So did this. So this was about 1.8 million years ago, and it's been going on ever since. So roughly every 100,000 years or so, the Earth goes into an ice age where it gets very cold, and ice covers the planet, or at least the northern part of Europe and North America. And then for another 100,000 years, the Earth gets warm and the ice goes away. So currently we're in an interglacial period right now. Now another thing that this did was when the ice formed, it drew the water out of the oceans to do it. So the level of the oceans dropped during the ice ages. And so that uncovered a land bridge that connected North America and Asia, which allowed early humans to cross this land bridge into North America and South America, and then they eventually became the Native Americans. And notice that this is December the 31st and 1259 prior to midnight. So that would be 10,000 years ago. All right, so this chart here summarizes what we've just been talking about. And it shows all the different time periods and the dates in which they happened. that column there, the first column of information is going to tell you what kinds of things were living in the oceans. The next column is going to tell you what kinds of plants were on the land. The next column is going to tell you what kinds of animals were on the land. And then the final column is going to tell you what geological events were occurring on Earth during these time periods. Okay, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how is life organized.